Hi everyone, this is Danisa
And Anya.
from Digital Silk, and we're here today to talk about a much anticipated feature that has been keeping everyone guessing about what's the next step in social media marketing: Instagram's elusive checkout feature. For this, what we'll be going through today is the history of the feature, how it disrupts shopping on Instagram, what it means for your business, and because no roses come without any thorns, a couple of concerns you need to be mindful of with the new checkout. So let's get right into it. The checkout feature first surfaced in the market in March 2019 and was only available to a closed beta test group of big brands in the US that have been successfully using it ever since, exclusively for US customers. It comes as a natural transition on Instagram's expansion into the sales domain that started ever since the big company introduced shopping features in 2016, which later expanded with tags, shoppable stories, and shopping for creator features. To understand how powerful this transition is, let's look at how shopping happens on Instagram right now. Currently, shopping on Instagram follows this lengthy 6-step marketing funnel that takes users back and forth between the vendor's e-commerce site, doubling back on product information, requiring further account information, or signing up to checkout, and essentially bleeding out leads and conversions throughout. Worldwide, businesses report circa $18 billion in revenue lost due to cart abandonments, which mostly happens with shoppers abandoning carts over tedious shopping processes and via mobile phones. Checkout disrupts this dynamic, addressing all these pain points and shortcuts this process to a simple two-step checkout procedure that follows this short rationale. You click on a shoppable tag on an Instagram post, select product specifications, quantity, then hit checkout directly on Instagram to place your order. And that is it. And why it matters is because it is reported to have the capacity to generate $10 billion in revenue for Facebook alone by 2021. It matters primarily because it allows you to broadcast your products to an audience of roughly 1 billion users, making shopping a seamless, frustration and frictionless maneuver. This very much falls into Instagram's unique advantage as a marketplace, namely it capitalizes on desire and not intent. Intent marketing is what is canonically used by algorithms like Google, Bing, and even Facebook, um, because it appeals to the conscious, rational mind and builds buyer's intent. But Instagram's position as a vanity mirror for the life you want to live triggers desire in your most powerful subconscious mind, which translates into impulsive purchasing. This explains how over 200 million Instagram users visit at least one business profile a day, and how 80% of the platform's users have bought something off of the platform or report that they are intending to. So we've already covered how it basically works for users. Streamlined two-step process. You tap on a tag, select specifications, and enter billing information on the first purchase. Then the platform retains your information and you're good to go for further purchases. On the business end, though, there's a little more work needed, but as brands have been reporting, it pays off. What you need to do as a business is convert your Instagram profile to a business account, have it linked to a Facebook product catalog, because everything Instagram runs goes through a double checking feature via Facebook's business manager. Then you have to wait for approval to set up your Instagram shop. Afterwards, checkout becomes a possibility, although this part of the process is still not broadly available to the general public. Also, additional third-party integrations may apply, for example, linking existing e-commerce platforms or reporting solutions to track revenue and conversions. A piece of additional information to your setting up your Instagram checkout is that it is currently restricted to your market's location, only being available within the US. To set up shop, you also need to be mindful of the fact that even going through the previous steps with linking your account and setting up a product catalog, your operations must still be compliant with the platform's merchant agreement and commerce policies. You also need to primarily sell physical goods, with products pertaining to the beauty, clothing, and accessories, home and living, or travel industries being favored. Given that Instagram shopping is currently available to more markets across the globe, gives great perspective and scope to adding an in-platform checkout option. So it's good to take into account when planning your business strategy, irrespective of when checkout becomes readily available to a broader market. So what is the current development stage, and why is Instagram keeping this gold mine low key? So what we do know is that checkout is slowly breaking out of the enclosed beta testing phase, with more brands like Steve Madden and Hollister now testing the new feature. It is still largely closed circuit, and results brands are seeing with it are largely unpublished. But given that some high-end PR has started being published, with Business Insider showcasing interviews with Facebook officials, talking about how they helped Nike and Sephora increase their revenue with the feature, makes us think that after a year of closed circuit testing, they're still getting ready to extend it to a larger audience. Another perk that comes with the expansion is the possibility to run it with shopping from creators that allows brands to tie in high-profile influencers and curate how they further link their posts to your store.
So speaking about influencers, let's see how this checkout feature will actually affect the influencer game on Instagram. So in April 2019, Instagram launched a feature that enables people to shop inspiring looks from the creators they love without ever leaving Instagram. And with the ability to tag products in their posts, creators will make it easy for people to shop their favorite styles right on the spot. As we said, this will, narrow down the marketing funnel and actually help capture more leads and increase conversions. Now, creators, which essentially are either brands or influencers, tag the brands that they are wearing or selling. They add the details in the caption and then respond to countless comments and direct messages, which was the prior logic of shopping. Now, with the ability to tag exactly what they're wearing, creators can get back to expressing themselves and sharing what's on their mind, which will make their followers happy as well. So only businesses that are in the shopping checkout beta stage will be able to use the shopping from creators feature. Now, both creators, the brands, and influencers that they tag will receive shared insights from Instagram. For brands, this means a new way to reach an engaged audience who is actively looking for their favorite creators for inspiration, and that will make it easier for the customers to actually shop the brand's products. Whereas for the influencers, this will mean that they will actually have more options to monetize their business and to actually expand and reach out to other businesses. Now, with this checkout feature, Instagram as a social media platform is branching onto other digital industries and thus gaining more competitors than just other social media giants. And we're going to name a few here. So first of all, when we think about shopping by looks, we actually think about Pinterest, and so do users. Now, many Pinterest users use the platform exclusively for discovering things to buy. Now, there's a strong potential for Pinterest to actually copy Instagram checkout's logic. It already offers the retailers their shopping ads, similar to Facebook, and this provides users with details about the items and then sends them to a checkout page on the actual retailer's website, similar to the logic Instagram's shopping feature functioned up until now. So developing a more seamless checkout process like Instagram's checkout would actually help Pinterest increase the value of those ads through higher conversions and increased engagement. So we're happy to see how they will respond to this. Moving on to a next platform, that's Snapchat, and they have been actually taking a little bit different approach. They've been trying to edge their way into social shopping by using their advanced camera and image recognition capabilities. So they partnered with Amazon in 2018 to offer visual search capabilities within the app, sending a user to Amazon's marketplace whenever users would snap an item they're interested in buying, and then they could purchase it on Amazon directly. So whereas, Pinterest has a similar feature where they send off to the retailer's website, Snapchat actually sends them to Amazon's website. Now, Google, and this is interesting because Google is, as we know, a search engine, not a social media platform, but they actually tend to be a competitor now with Instagram's checkout because Google actually had several features that were aimed at increasing conversions and increasing sales for retailers. Basically, they already had shopping ads and they had collections features. Now, collections features basically are Google's own take on Pinterest, but they're directly built into Google search. So this was originally a name given to organizing images. The collections feature was launched in 2018 and let you save for later for use any type of search result, which was either images, bookmarks, or map locations, into little groups called collections. So also, there's the shopping ad feature, which actually includes options to shop local stores, to track prices, and even find style inspirations through Google Lens. Now, this is another Google's feature. So basically, we see that there are many big names now competing for the same feature, and that is actually to transform your attention into money. And we'll be very happy to see which of these platforms and which of these giants actually manage to catch most of the users' attention. So on this slide, we actually presented some numbers regarding Instagram's shopping feature, not the checkout, but the shopping feature, which has been successful so far. So what was most interesting to us was that actually 65% of people visited the brand's website or app after seeing the tagged products in the posts. And which is even more interesting, that almost 50% of those people made a purchase either online or offline of the said brand that was mentioned on Instagram's post. So these are very promising numbers that actually tell us that regarding conversions and engagement rate, that Instagram's shopping feature will actually help narrow down the funnel, as Denise already mentioned, and that we're actually going to see way more bigger retailer numbers with brands that are going to be using Instagram's checkout feature. Now, we already talked about its impact on other social media platforms. Now we can, kind of think about how it's going to change other businesses as well. So primarily, as we said, Instagram checkout allows retailers, no matter their size, to sell products simply and efficiently based on social presence without the need for an in-depth e-commerce-based website. So now we actually see more retailers, smaller businesses, entering the game and actually being right out there, competitors side by side with Amazon and eBay, only using Instagram as their channel. Now also, Instagram checkout feature only adds to these other efforts and makes paid media social advertising as a more attractive option for online retailers, since Instagram checkout should lead to higher conversion rates, as we already mentioned, and since it completely removes the checkout step. So we're very interested to see how other businesses and advertisers are going to diversify their advertising portfolio in the future. Now, when we're thinking about some, uh, wishes on how this could actually affect other digital areas, we could see the expansion of available services where maybe at some point you could either order food or order your cab ride home via social media, so maybe this is something that we will see in the future as well. And also, as we already mentioned, there's going to be an entire social media transformation that actually will make these platforms more viable for users and help them in other areas and means of life than just lifestyle and communication. So moving forward, as Denise already mentioned, all roses come with thorns, so does this feature hold some potentially critical points that we should definitely think of in advance. Now, from a user standpoint, we've already seen that the Cambridge Analytica scandal has raised many issues regarding data security. So users might be very reluctant to actually share their credit card information and such sensitive data with Facebook as a company, so Instagram as well. So that's the first major point that may be critical. Second, we have trustworthiness issue, because we've seen with previous influencer campaigns where they actually posted paid sponsorship ads, that some users were actually very taken aback by the aggressive standpoint of selling. So at some point, Instagram and many other legislations inclined influencers to actually use certain differentiators for the sponsorship, for the sponsored posts, where now you have actually the sponsored content that's actually a marker for the ads, or you have a hashtag that says ad, or collaborations with certain brands. So there might be a negative backlash to the more aggressive approach with Instagram checkout as well. And third, we have this reluctancy to buy, because as we mentioned, when users are actually using social media platforms, they're rather looking to connect, not necessarily to buy. So that's where we might also see a negative response. But this is something that we're just, thinking in advance. Now, from a business standpoint, Instagram's commission at this point is valued at 5%, which big brands that are actually testing the beta feature see as a very common thing, whereas smaller businesses and retailers might consider this option as too costly for their overall revenue stream. Also, there's the potential issue of eligibility for businesses, because as we mentioned, there are many conditions that apply in order for a business or a brand account to apply for Instagram checkout. So maybe not all businesses will be eligible. Third, sorry, we already mentioned brand alienation, where there's a difference between the shopping versus the social intent of Instagram. And lastly, this all leads to a question of the overall customer lifetime value, because first of all, the Instagram checkout feature actually aims at driving attention away from the core website of the business if it exists. So all of the data will actually be tracked within Instagram's app and their insights. So you won't be able to see all of your revenue streams and the actual engagement on your analytics or other tracking sites. And finally, we are very, very, very eager to see the first case studies and reporting regarding all of the sales numbers and the remarketing options of Instagram's checkout feature, and to see whether these type of purchases will be just impulsive. So if they're going to be one time thing, or actually if people are going to build a very loyal connection to Instagram as an e-commerce platform, and if we're going to be seeing more and more users using it. So this is all, folks, for now from us at Digital Silk, and please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to us for more content.
And if you have any questions about Instagram checkout, leave it in the comments below and we will gladly answer.
Thanks for listening.
This was us at Digital Silk. Thank you for listening and have a great day ahead.
Bye.